morning, everyone.
Good morning. How's it going, guys?
How are we all today? So we woke up this morning. It's Saturday. We recorded this on a Saturday.
Yeah.
And we woke up this morning to some pretty nasty news about Chadwick Boseman.
Yep. Also known as King T'Challa.
The Black Panther. So yeah, we just wanted to say condolences and
condolences out to the
such
family.
A huge loss.
It's a massive loss considering what he did for, obviously the black community and, how he embodied the character of King T'Challa, aka Black Panther, and just how it was, his role was kind of like a turning point in history, really, for that. So
well, it was.
Yeah. So yeah, enough respect. Condolences goes out to the fams, man. It's a bit of a
blow to wake up and have that be a thing.
Yeah. It's kind of a hard one to just sort of encompass into a few words, but yeah.
So yeah, we just wanted to say something quick. Today's episode. It's sponsored by
yes,
Louis and Remy Leonard.
The boys them.
Very, very dear fans, dear friends of mine,
yeah.
And I promised I'd give them a shout out.
Yes.
So there you go, boys. Enjoy the episode. This one's for you.
Yeah.
Here we go.
We'll make it a clean one. Yeah?
We'll make it a clean one. We'll do our best.
We'll try.
Yeah. Okay, so if you didn't already know, going straight in.
Let's go into it.
Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War.
Yes.
It's the latest installment from Activision.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, set during the Cold War.
Yeah.
And straight out of the gate, they have pulled some interesting upgrade tactics.
They pulled some fast ones, yeah?
Some fast ones.
Some quick ones.
Well, I don't know if it's fast ones, but it's certainly like, huh? Like,
okay.
why do it this way? Why make it so complicated?
Break it down.
So you remember a little while ago we were talking about the 2K21, the basketball, right? NBA.
Yeah.
And it was this whole thing of the digital versus the hard copy, and if you upgrade. So basically, Xbox One and PlayStation 4 are offering upgrades, or based on what the developers allow.
Yes. Upgrades
from their games. So if you buy a PS4 game, most developers will allow you to update it to PS5.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same with the Xbox. They're trying to do this thing where it's like, if you buy the game on Xbox One, you buy the game on PS4, we got you covered, we'll give you the PS5 version.
Yeah.
Not everyone is on board with this. 2K is an
to put it
example,
lightly,
right?
Yeah.
So the way we were looking at it recently is the new Black Ops Cold War game comes out towards the end of the year when the PS5 is allegedly dropping. Yeah, there's a lot of talk of, well, why would I buy this one if it's coming out on PS5?
Yeah. So
there are two different versions of this. There's the digital version, and there's the hard copy version.
Okay.
Both, I'm looking at the actual support at Activision website, and this was something that Young Ye talked about.
Yeah.
And he explains it very well. Both digital console versions of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War offer upgrades within the same console family, from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5 and Xbox One to Xbox X Series X, that will support higher frame rate, hardware-based ray tracing, shorter load times, and more. PlayStation 4 will have an option to upgrade to PlayStation 5 through the PlayStation Store.
Right.
Xbox One will have an option to upgrade to Xbox Series X through the Microsoft Store at launch. There is nothing to say that this is going to be free. There's not one thing that says an option to upgrade through the store.
Right.
So right now there is no one said anything. Both current generations, the versions, will be playable on their respective next-generation console via backwards compatibility by downloading the game from your account's digital library. But the game will not include any of the next-generation features. So they're saying if you buy the digital version on the PS4 and then you get it on the PS5, you can play it on the PS5.
You can play it, but you're not going to get any.
You're not going to get the big boy graphics, right?
God. Why are they doing this?
So that's one thing, right? That's the digital version.
That's just the digital version.
That's just the digital version.
Oh, God.
If you buy the hard copies, so discs, right?
Yeah.
Of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, the physical standard editions feature the base game Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War and is available for pre-order now on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One through selected retailers.
Okay.
The options are PlayStation 4 version. You're going to love this. PlayStation 4 version will have an option to upgrade to the PlayStation 5 through the PlayStation Store.
Through the PlayStation
Please note
Store
the
again.
PlayStation 4 disc must be inserted into the PlayStation 5 to access the digitally upgraded PS5 version of the game. So you can basically, if you buy it, you will have an option to upgrade through the store.
Okay.
Right? So you can upgrade if you have the hard copy. Xbox One. The Xbox One version cannot be upgraded to the Xbox Series X version.
Oh, what? No way.
So if you own the hard copy on Xbox of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War,
you're done.
You're done. You can't upload it. You can't upgrade. You can't upgrade. That's it. If you own the PS4 version of it, the hard copy,
at least you can go through the store.
You can upgrade it through the PlayStation Store. You just have to have the disc inserted. So that's
price tag TBC, but whatever.
Yeah. So now we're gonna go to the next gen. Right. So if you were to buy the physical standard editions, so if you bought the PS5 version or you bought the Xbox Series X,
yes,
I still don't like that name.
No, it's weird.
This is how it goes. So. This has all the new big boy all the big boy graphics, right?
Yeah.
PlayStation 5 Standard Edition includes the PlayStation 5 version of the game on disc.
Right.
The PlayStation 5 Standard Edition works on the PlayStation 5 console with a disc drive. This version of the game will not operate on a discless PlayStation 5, obviously. For a version of Black Ops Cold War that is compatible with the discless PlayStation 5, please refer to the digital cross-gen bundle, which I'll come to.
Right.
So basically they're saying... you buy the PS5 version, you only have the PS5 version.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
You can't do anything else.
Yeah.
The Xbox Series X Standard Edition includes both the Xbox Series X and the Xbox One version of the game on the disc.
Whoa. Oh, God.
Does this make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. I'm just like...
Why? So if you buy a physical copy of Call of Duty on the Xbox One Series X...
Yeah. You
Xbox
have
One Series X, is that right? The Xbox Series X, sorry, I'm getting so confused.
Yeah,
Xbox Series X, you have
both versions of the game.
But if you were to do that on the Xbox One,
you hit a ceiling. You won't be able to.
Yeah.
So so in a sense, they're kind of railroading you. But then by the time you've bought the Xbox Series X version, why are they doing this to us?
Well, so what we're saying now is the next thing comes is they're releasing a cross-gen bundle. The digital cross-gen bundle includes the base game of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War for both console generations within the same console family, PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, Xbox One and Xbox Series X. The next-gen version of the game will feature higher frame rates, hardware-based ray tracing, shorter load times, and more players also will get the confrontation weapons pack that includes 2 Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War weapon blueprints, which are available at launch. So basically, they don't want you to go through that. They make that... It almost feels like they've made that convoluted on purpose so that you will buy the Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War cross-gen bundle.
Right. So, again, they're railroading you.
So, you then... And I think that comes in at like, I don't know, £70.
Standard,
or something like that. And then they have the Ultimate Edition, which is $90, which is about 85 quid.
Wow.
It's mad. It's amazing how this is.
It's becoming very much a mainstay at this point. This kind of business tactic.
Yeah, I don't. You know,
it's blatantly cheeky. It's just dishonest.
Well, I feel like, you know, the two different companies obviously have different business agreements,
right?
And they've tried to do what they can, with what they've got, but it does feel like you're just being pushed towards the cross-gen bundle, which is more money, and it's a case of, you know, what's really bad, and this is what Young Year said, was you're in essence like paying for a graphics update, and no, that's not right. The way that Young Year said it was, if you had it on a PC, and you're basically paying for a graphics setting.
Yeah.
So to go from like high to ultra, you would have to pay £10.
Yeah. It's like, but you're paying for an extra menu setting sort of thing.
And it's like, this is what they're trying to do, and it just feels like, to quote him, they're just, you know, it feels like they're making money for money's sake, not to.
Well, yeah, it's cheap, and on top of the fact as well that probably down the line you're gonna have DLCs that you'll need to pay for, skins that you need to pay for, and stuff like that. Like it's just so to get the gamers to pay what $70 or $90 straight up front, railroad them into that. Essentially paying for a graphics upgrade, like an extra menu select sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then undoubtedly down the line, there's probably going to be like either grind walls or paywalls or something like that. And it just feels that it's top loaded money first and just gaming later.
Yeah, there's definitely a degree of that.
Like,
it just felt like didn't need to be that confusing, basically.
No, yeah.
So that was fun.
Yeah.
Reading that was fun.
Yeah.
Another news.
Yes.
There's a game that I've been keeping an eye on that I really like the look of.
That does.
And it was called 12 Minutes.
12 Minutes. Yeah, that looks cool.
Here's a fun fact. This guy's been making this game for 6 years.
6 years he spent on this.
4 of which he was working by himself.
Wow.
And Annapurna Studios, Annapurna Pictures, also have like a gaming version, gaming studio, and they picked it up and they run with it. Now, Annapurna are the kind of people, they work with, their studios work with American Hustle. They worked on American Hustle, Her, Zero Dark 30, Vice, Detroit, Lawless, like big games.
Okay.
So they picked up this little indie game, and originally he voiced it with people he knew, and so now it feels like with the announcement that's just come out, with the cast trailer that's just dropped.
Yeah.
He's got some names put in there.
He's got some big names put in there.
You know, we've got Willem Dafoe now, James McAvoy, and Daisy Ridley. Huge. 12 Minutes is basically a game. It blends. So I'm going to read the thing here. 12 Minutes blends the genres of film and games within an interactive thriller. And these extraordinary actors are perfect for bringing the nuanced and complex characters into the world. It tells the story of a man who's stuck reliving what may be the worst dozen minutes of his life. He and his wife are at home preparing for a romantic evening when a police detective bursts into their apartment and assaults them. And the whole idea is that you have to try and survive the next 12 minutes. And if you get it wrong, you go back. And it's all within this 12-minute. So it looks super, like it's all top down.
Yeah.
It looks super cinematic. It looks like it's going to be brilliant.
It looks like a really genius concept for a game. Actually, you know, the fact that it's set inside 12 minutes and you have to kind of solve this thing.
Yeah. And it's a time loop. It's a man trapped in a time loop.
Yeah.
And he's the only one that knows about it. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to that one actually. Is that going to be cross-platform or?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's going to be.
No, I'll definitely get that. I like a good mystery.
Okay, moving on. There was some information dropped about the Avengers game.
Okay. Sorry. All right. What's? I don't know why that's tickled me, but go on.
Right. So, this is from Polygon.
Right.
In a new blog from Marvel's Avengers, Square Enix and Crystal Dynamics revealed how cosmetics, vendors, and its Battle Pass system called Hero Challenge Cards.
Oh. All right. Yeah.
Work in the full game.
Okay.
In Marvel's Avengers, all the new in-game content is free post-launch. That means Hawkeye, new villains, regions, and missions are playable by everyone who owns Marvel Avengers.
All right. Spider-Man
will also be free for the PlayStation players.
Of course.
To the frustration of Windows and Xbox players.
Yeah.
To support this free content train, Square Enix and Crystal Dynamics have the Real Money Store. Here, you can buy cosmetic-only upgrades. You can also earn some skins just by playing the game. Gear will never affect the way your heroes look in Marvel's Avengers, so you'll need to unlock skins and a few other cosmetics to change their appearance. Marvel Avengers offer 4 different kinds of cosmetics: outfits, emotes, takedowns, and nameplates. You can pick all these up at the marketplace. What's interesting is the Battle Pass system. Or the Hero Challenge
Challenge cards, yeah.
Yeah. So you need to earn credits, basically. You can only spend credits in the marketplace. And you have to basically... one additional way to earn credits is through the Battle Pass system, which Crystal Dynamics is calling the Hero Challenge cards. Each hero has a unique Battle Pass with 40 levels and a variety of rewards. By completing daily or weekly objectives, players can upgrade their Hero Challenge card to unlock cosmetic rewards, currencies, and resource.
Right. Standard.
Each character, so Hulk, Thor, Iron Man, have all free Hero Challenge cards.
Yeah. Post-launch
heroes like Hawkeye will have a free and premium track on their Hero Challenge card. For 1,000 credits, which is about, they say here, $10 or £8, which is the standard free-to-play Apex Legends Warzone Battle Pass price.
Right.
So for about £8, you can unlock the premium track and earn more rewards. By the end of the premium track on a new hero, you'll earn another 1,000 credits, which you can spend in the marketplace or save for the next hero. Square Enix has said that they won't refresh hero challenge cards, meaning players have as long as they want to work towards the rewards.
Okay.
So basically what they're saying is they're using a free-to-play system.
Yeah.
And they're going to put it into a paid game. So you still have to pay £60 for this game.
Yeah.
And then within that, if you want to have the premium challenge cards, the premium battle pass, you pay about £8, and then you can earn more as you level up. And then if you get to the end, you get enough to then do the next one.
Right. Okay.
Money within money. I understand if it was a free-to-play game, but charging someone £60, £70,
Yeah.
and then going, but if you want to get even more stuff, you've got to chuck us another £8.
Yeah. And then we don't even know what kind of percentage growth there is to earn more, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah.
They say, yeah, you can earn more, but, well, how much more? Like, what's my £8 going towards?
Well, it's interesting that it's the same price of what it would be if it was an Apex which is a free game.
Yeah.
And also, this is them saying this at release. There's nothing to say, like, they give you 900 credits at the end of winning that battle pass thing. But you need 1,000 to unlock the next one, so you got to chuck us £3 or £3.50 to get the next one. There's nothing to say that that's what they're going to do. Skins and outfits don't. So the gear that you get in the game, which you'll probably unlock on this battle pass, does not influence how you look in the game, because that takes away from the outfits and the skins that you're going to be earning, which you need to pay for.
Right.
So,
gosh.
Yeah, it's an interesting tactic, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
So Marvel's Avengers comes out on the 4th of September. It was in beta recently, and it comes out for PlayStation 4, Google Stadia, Windows, PC, and Xbox One.
Sweet.
And it will also come to next-gen consoles.
Cool. I'm looking forward to seeing how this one plays out, if I'm real with you. Like, I do just want to see how it hits the ground, man.
Yeah. Oh, man.
You know.
Sony is offering PS5 orders, only you don't know how much it costs.
Yeah, all right. Cheers, Sony. Cheers for that.
So, like, I'm reading off Kotaku here, but they're basically saying the PS5 has had no information dropped. There's no release date. There's no price.
There's not been anything. And we are near September now.
We're coming into September.
And when's it allegedly supposed to be dropping? November?
Well, no one knows. November. Well, we're all thinking November.
Yeah, I seem to remember that somehow a couple of months ago November popped up, but I can't remember why now. But, but yeah.
So they're basically now saying you can pre-order it.
Okay, you can give us your money,
but
you
don't know how much it is.
You don't know how much it is, and we ain't telling you.
We ain't telling you when you're gonna get it.
But just give us that money though.
So basically what you do is you go to the website, you click on it, you put your online ID in, and you are basically told you will now be invited to buy the PlayStation or pre-order it.
Invited.
It's
so
like
the VIP
thing,
so
you have to be a pre-existing customer, so you already have to have a PlayStation. You need to have an ID. You put that ID in, and then it will go, cool, great. If it comes out and you get picked, we'll send you an invite. But you don't. It's not even.
It's like lottery PlayStation.
Yeah, and it's not. You're not even sure if you get it, because they're saying you need to act fast. So if we send you an invite, you need to then get it done, because it might be gone by then. Which is a bit like,
that's ridiculous. That's like the most expensive lottery I've ever heard.
And it's like, oh, so yeah, you can pre-order one now, but you better do it quick, because
quick
someone else might get it. Like, let me
hurry up, fam.
Let me just drop £500 real quick in a rush. But we don't even know how much it is, so it's like, the only way they would do it is to say either they tell you in this invite, or they say we're still not telling you when it's coming out, and we're still not telling you how much it costs. But chuck us £200.
Chuck us £200 for the deposit, and then we'll tell you how much the balance is later. Innit? It's an extra £6. What are you saying?
It's interesting to see how much you got to pay up front just to
I mean, you can't, you can't even knock the hustle, really.
Yeah, you got to respect it.
You got to respect that.
that was surprising.
Wow.
So yeah, that's kind of the next bit of news, and then moving on, Medal of Honor. So Medal of Honor just dropped a trailer for Above and Beyond,
Yeah.
which is a VR experience,
Yeah.
and it looks good.
Mm.
There was just a question. This isn't us talking about the topic. This is just a question I wanted to ask you.
Okay.
War games and war movies have been out for a really, really long time.
Yes.
And for some, they're considered very harrowing. You hear about war veterans back in the day where they would get up and leave the cinema, and it's quite a serious experience.
Yeah.
And you look at films like Hacksaw Ridge, Saving Private Ryan, and so on, right? Medal of Honor, and obviously with the games like Call of Duty, Medal of Honor, Battlefield, there are plenty of war games that have come out.
Yeah.
Is making this a VR experience? And I'm not saying please understand, I'm not saying this is what it is, because I think it looks good.
Right.
But I'm asking the question, is making it a VR experience now becoming unnecessary or bordering on inappropriate? Like in a way of like, do you want to relive the storming the beaches in Normandy in like VR in real time? Like, it just seems when you're separated from it, whether it's by a screen or by a cinema, that's one thing, but then putting you in the room, putting you on the boat,
putting you
storm the
field,
beach,
putting you on the battlefield.
is that something that people live that and were like, had issues for the rest of their lives? Is this something that you think is a conversation, or do you think, okay, well, people clearly know it's a game, it's not a big deal, just kind of crack on, or do you think there is a degree of, okay?
I feel there's a few things with this, and with what we've been seeing with VR, especially, I'm going to lean into the horror a little bit. So for sake of example, Resident Evil 7, which was obviously, you could play it just control pad first person, you can go into it VR. And, the praises were sung for that. And there hasn't been a great deal of games for VR yet. Not a great deal of notable ones anyway. So I feel as though there's almost kind of like a justification that's happening to make VR more relative. Do you know what I mean? I feel as though that, because we've said it before, like it as impressive as the concept of VR is, there's not that much for it. So with something like this, it's a very it's a controversial justification. I think I could see how it might be controversial because, like you asked the question, is it bordering on inappropriate? Do people really need to be on the battlefield like with bodies around them? And at least with like a horror game, you can remove yourself a little bit from the reality, even though it scares the bejesus out of you, but it's not entirely real. Whereas this is blatantly something
you're living an experience that someone has actually. You're experiencing something that someone else has lived.
You're experiencing history as of about 2 or 3 generations ago, right? So it's not even that far removed from where we are right now. So with that being said, I do feel it's. I could understand how that might be touchy for some people. You could imagine that. There are a lot of people like our age or slightly younger that will have a grandparent or a great-grandparent that would have experienced this sort of thing and have that history told to them. So they might take on that kind of uncomfortability of is that a word? Uncomfortability?
I don't know. No, I don't think it is. But
I'm just going to use that for now. I need another coffee.
Yeah.
But they might take that on as a point of an affront in a way. I do feel that's a little bit touchy.
It's like I said, it's not a complaint. It's just
not a complaint.
I think it's just a question.
It's a question. It's an observation.
Is there a thing where you just think they're going to be people that lived it, and if you ask them back in the day, they're going to make games where you can relive this experience. Yeah. Do you really think anyone's going to go, oh, great, they really get to see it? Or they're going to be like, why would anyone want to do this?
It's a bit horrific. I can't imagine people chomping at the bit for it. Like we saw on ONL the other day when they did the Star Wars Squadron. Yeah. Fully immersive VR experience. You're having a dogfight in space. Yeah. You can remove yourself from that because it's not real. With this, this didn't happen long ago.
And I wonder how hard they're going to go. Like we've only seen a trailer. They dropped the trailer for this game. Yeah. And I'm wondering, are they going for the full visceral experience, or are they kind of stepping back and going, okay, there's not going to be that much blood, we're not going to go that detailed, we're not going to have like screams, or I'm just curious to see how they handle something like this in a VR experience.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, I like these games. I like Call of Duty and Modern Warfare. I like Call of Duty and Medal of Honor and all the old games.
Yeah.
I'm just curious, and from a VR perspective, you're really putting someone in the chair there, in the shoes.
Yeah.
And with this topic, I'm curious to know how hard they're gonna go, because it's getting, like, if you look at the comments on the trailer and stuff, it's getting positive looks. I'm just curious. I'm just curious to see if it's going to be something that is necessary, or if people go, that was a bit. Or are we in a point now where the generation is so, like, the game, people that are going to be playing this game are so far removed from that now that it doesn't feel. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
no, I know
like,
what you're saying.
really,
I know what you're saying. I feel as though
they're feeling like it's almost on par with Squadrons or something like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't doubt that there's a degree of, this is a great business move, like, Squadrons is looking hot, Resident Evil 7 looks hot, let's create a real experience and get that money.
Yeah.
Not to try and paint too much of a negative thing on it, and not to make it seem too shallow, but I did have a point I was driving towards, give me a sec. But I do feel that it's potentially going to be a point of contention, and I do feel that it might be polarizing.
Yeah, I think so.
Especially when you start, we're going down it now, especially when you start dealing with people that have got certain sensibilities. You know what I mean? I'm just curious.
Yeah. I am curious to see if people react to this, and I
mean, put it this way: would you play it?
I'm not into VR. So just from the jump, I'm already like, I'm not going to play that game.
Just because you're not into VR.
I'm just not into VR. I mean, like I said, I've played Modern Warfare and Medal of Honor, and sorry, I keep saying Modern Warfare, Call of Duty and Medal of Honor and Battlefield 1, and I've played these games. And I feel like there's clear separation when you're playing with a controller and it's not on your face. That might be just me drawing up like really like loose borders here. I just feel like with VR, you are crowding the senses and trying to be as in the experience as possible. And I feel like that takes it into a new place.
It does take,
especially
it into a new
with a war game.
It does. You're kind of, with VR, you're overriding your natural senses, and you're just
trying to put yourself in that position. And I think
you're putting yourself elsewhere, and it's
with a war game, there's something to say about you're choosing to live the life to live an experience that someone actually experienced and would be like, why would anyone want to be here? Why would anyone want to experience this? So, that was just a question that popped into my head, and I was just curious to see if... I'll
tell you right now, I wouldn't play it.
I don't think I'd play it.
Nah. I mean, even if I had a VR headset now and it was out now, then
no, I don't think
I'm not
it's
leaning
not for
into
me.
that.
All right.
Cool.
I think I'm done. I think I am done. I don't have anything else on my list. So, we were talking about DC fandom. Last week. With my boy Soups and the Suicide Squad and the Batman and everything came out. And of this last week, so I've played all of the Arkham games. I've played all of the Rocksteady Arkham games. And obviously, Gotham Knights is developed by WB Montreal. And they did Arkham Origins. If I'm not wrong.
WB Montreal.
And so I'm playing that, and obviously it's about early doors of Batman. He hasn't met the Joker yet. And it's all about Black Mask putting a $50 million bounty on Batman's head for one night. And all the villains come out. You got Bane. There's Copperheads now in it. Deadshot. Joker shows up. There's I'm trying to think of all the Firefly, Penguin, So all these bad guys show up. And this made me think, first of all, what's your favorite villain?
My favorite villain.
And secondly, what makes a good villain? And now we're not talking about just comic books and video games here. We're talking generally.
Oh wow, we're going.
You can even say Norman Bates if you wanted to be like.
Oh wow.
What?
Norman Bates is bait though, if you if you pardon the pun.
You know, Nurse Ratched or you know whatever, right? So you could choose anything from film, games, comic books, whatever.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite?
Of all time?
Of all time.
Oh,
you can give me top 3 if you want.
Right.
And what makes a good villain, in your opinion?
Right. I'm going to answer the latter question first, right?
All right.
Okay. Now, for me...
Yeah.
I love villains. You know I love villains.
Yeah.
For me, the villain tale... The villain thing is all about... You know, you watch a lot of films and it's good guy versus bad guy. The good guy wins over the bad guy, but you don't really know where the bad guy has come from, sort of thing. You don't know why he's a bad guy.
Right.
Right? There's been plenty of films like that.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I like to know where my bad guy or bad girl has come from.
Yeah.
Right? I like to know where they've come from. I like to know the experiences that's happened to them to set them on this path. I like to know the questions that they've asked themselves and the answers that they've brought forth with to sort of carry them onto that path to bring them to this kind of bad gal guy sort of persona.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because for me, the villain is all about his justification and his belief in his justification that he knows or she knows that what they are doing is right, unquestionably.
Yeah.
Unquestionably. For me, that is a great villain. Would you say the same? Or?
Yeah. I mean, because like I said, you even say everyone's the hero of their own story, right? So.
Exactly. Everyone's the hero of their own story. And I love that. Now, with that being said, right?
Yeah.
My favorite villain of all time, and I feel as though someone out there is going to get this. Ants is probably going to call this John Doe from Seven.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a huge one.
Not for a lot of people.
That's a big one.
Yeah. But not for a lot of people. You'd be surprised.
Controversial now.
Really?
Well, I mean, I mean, Seven's a great movie.
It's an awesome film.
And it's, you know, this is when we're talking about the Batman and being like, this is what I think they're trying to template.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
With the Batman is this Seven vibe. With the Riddler. Yeah, great.
But it's
Can't
not.
fault that.
It's
intelligent, not overpowering, not necessarily.
Exactly. He's very, very mild. He's very, very patient. As Morgan Freeman's character said, worst of all, he's patient.
Driven.
He's very driven.
Focused.
And he's focused. But it's not just for those things as well, right? Spoiler alert coming. If you haven't seen Seven, what you been doing? Like,
Yeah, watch it.
Just go out and watch it. Spoiler alert again.
Not you, Remy and Louis. You're not ready for that yet. Listen to your dad.
No, you guys can't watch
Listen
that
to your
film.
dad.
Yeah, just listen to your pops on that one. But it's not for the fact that he's just intelligent and all of these things, right? It's for the fact that he won.
Yeah, man.
He won, and you don't get that a lot.
But even at the cost of his own life.
The cost of his own life.
But he was ready for that. That was part of his plan.
That was part of his plan. I mean, he took a pivot on his plan a little bit, but there was an acceptance there that, okay, this has happened, so now I need to put myself in this position. Well, I'll still win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So let's go out.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And I thought, wow, I have not felt the revelation of that, what happened in the end, what's in the box, yada, yada, yada. I haven't felt that feeling from a film, I don't think, since. Not that I can remember. And that film is how old now? Like 20 plus years?
Yeah, it's old.
25 years. He won. I was like, yeah, Batman.
there are a few, bad guy wins. Arlington Road was one that was like...
Arlington Road.
Jesus. That was a Lynch film, wasn't it?
Was that a Lynch film? I don't remember that one. Who was in it? Do you remember?
It was a 1998 film.
Wow, 98.
It was directed by Mark Pellington.
Mark Pellington. What's he done before?
I think that's right. And it was Jeff Bridges, Tim Robbins.
Oh wow, that's a big cast.
Yeah, that was a dark film.
Tim Robbins was in that. Joan Cusack was in that.
Yeah, dude. That film, yeah. Why do I think Lynch? I don't know why I thought Lynch. That's weird.
Fear Thy Neighbor. I don't know why I haven't watched that film. I'm gonna have to source that from somewhere.
Yeah, watch Arlington Road. That is a
What was the bad guy like in that film? What were?
They're always the same. They're always kind of. It's like that film Unhinged. You know, the one that they've released by Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
Where he's just like bubbling under the surface.
Yeah.
And
It's the Hitcher 2.0, but yeah.
I don't know.
I do
So
love the
you're
look of
saying
it.
yes? Okay, John Doe. That's interesting.
I can't think of a favorite villain from a game yet, though. I mean, there's a
Sephiroth.
I mean, that's going to be the really obvious one, which I think.
Sephiroth for me.
Yeah.
In games.
Yeah.
Is definitely up there.
Mm.
I was always a big fan of that. Oh, it's tough.
Why Sephiroth?
I love his cold, calculated, I'm the bad guy. And I also love that he was the hero. For the longest time, you know, he was the war hero. He was the unstoppable force.
Yeah.
You know, everybody looked up to him.
Yeah.
And then one day he just snapped.
Yeah.
And went the other way. And he's just as powerful.
And he was just as powerful. And he was very enigmatic as well. He was an enigma throughout the original story anyway, until you actually...
Super intelligent, super powerful, super patient. And just loved to play mind games and loved to mess with Cloud and loved to play with people. And I love that it was intelligence backed up by power.
Yeah.
Not the other way around.
Yeah.
He was smart first.
Yeah. It was.
But don't mess with him because he will cut you in half.
It was the perfect marriage of mentality versus physicality.
Yeah, 100%.
Sort of thing. Whereas John Doe didn't really have a physical sort of thing, but he was calculated enough that he could deal with that.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, the other one for me, I mean, if I'm looking at three major ones, Sephiroth is definitely up there. Light Yagami's definitely in there.
Oh man.
Like for me personally,
I was thinking about it, but I thought, oh, is that allowed? Can I do that? But
so those who don't know, Light Yagami is a character in a manga.
Yes.
Called Death Note.
Hugely popular manga, and if nobody has watched this, read this rather,
it's an anime as well called Death Note.
Go and watch it. Not the films, not the
Netflix series.
Yeah, not the Netflix series, not
the movies.
Nah, none of that. Just read the manga and then watch the anime.
Yeah. That's it. And like that was another one which was as athletic as Light was.
Yeah.
He was just hyper intelligent.
Yeah.
So just psychotic.
Yeah.
But loved the game, the mind games, and loved the battle of wits with L.
Yeah.
Who is also hyper intelligent, but also not.
Yeah.
You know, super athletic. It was a battle of wits.
And again, huge spoiler alert coming. So just
don't do it.
Should I not?
No. Because we don't know if many people have seen this. It's quite niche.
Yeah.
So just don't.
Damn.
No.
I was going to run a comparison there, but all right.
I do think that the battle of wits, the mind games, back in the day when I was a kid, it was all about battle.
Yes. Yeah.
But as time's gone on, you start seeing these things of like, how are they getting out of this? In normal society?
Yeah.
This guy's dead to rights. He's going to get caught. He's surrounded by people.
Yeah.
And then finds a way out whilst keeping his cover intact.
Yeah.
And and that for me is what gets me going, holy wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
It was incredible writing for that character. Because even though it's manga / anime and there are some fantasy elements about it, what I really enjoyed about that was it felt very grounded.
Yeah.
It felt very...
It was in the real world.
It was in the real world. It felt very, very Earth-like. It felt real world-like.
Even though it does have supernatural elements.
Yeah, even though it does. It was still very grounded to me, and I thought, wow, that's powerful writing.
Oh, man.
It was akin to... I always compared that to his character to Damien Thorne out of The Omen.
Wow.
Yeah, the way I describe Death Note is The Omen meets Sherlock Holmes.
I could see that.
Do you know what I mean?
I can see that.
Yeah, like the whole the intelligence thing and the mind games thing and the spirituality of it. It was almost like a perfect marriage of the two.
So good to read. You just eat in pages.
Yeah,
just eat in pages. It's like there's another manga I'm reading called Monster. It's the same.
I need to continue that.
Not to that degree.
Right.
It's a little less deductive.
Right.
But it still has this mystery element to it that I really enjoyed.
Okay.
So Light Yagami.
Yeah. Okay.
All day.
All day long.
So I'm just going to break it down to genres now, man. We're going to do this a long way.
All right.
So we're talking, your move. So games for me would probably be something like Sephiroth.
Sephiroth, yeah.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
Manga, we're looking at probably
Light Yagami.
Light Yagami.
I was thinking of the Führer out of Full Metal Alchemist as well.
Yeah.
Like he was a really, really good one.
He was good
because he exuded power, and it was a marriage of power and intelligence. You know what I mean? And he could bring it if he needed to.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So Führer is big up there as well.
So comic books.
Comic books.
Come on. Comic book villain. Don't say Thanos.
No,
it's too obvious.
No.
Thanos is great. Don't get me wrong, and I'm glad that everybody was introduced to that. And I love the idea of a character that made people go, I kind of agree with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you're sitting there going, it makes sense, but it is horribly wrong. But it kind of makes sense, but no. But it kind of throws you into this thing of like, if I turn to my girlfriend to my left whilst we're watching this and go, fair enough. Yeah. Would you get in trouble? Like it's
true.
That thing
like, would you be sleeping on the couch?
Would you be in trouble? Could be like, what? Yes. It's this idea of it. Does it make you question his motives?
Yeah.
That is great.
And again, he believed. He believed what he was doing was right. He had his own strength of conviction that he was like, well, it's obvious.
I'm the only one that needs to do it.
Yeah. I'm the only one that can do it.
That was really great. But there are others. I think Magneto is
man. I
mean,
huge. I think the more I've grown as a person and kept Magneto in my eye, the more
fighting for the Brotherhood.
Yeah, he's fighting for the Brotherhood, man.
He was the guy. There's someone I read somewhere that someone said that it was like he's the Malcolm X to Xavier's Martin Luther.
To Martin Luther King, yeah.
And it was this kind of trying to liberate.
Yeah.
Mutants.
And you can so see it as well. You can really, really see it, and you're just like, well, yeah, Magneto, do your thing.
Yeah, and but he's also super strong, super convicted,
super intelligent.
Doesn't just like him and Xavier actually get to moments where they're sitting there quietly having a conversation, calling each other old friend. Yeah, but they have such different views.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff Magneto's done is just next level. I mean, it's pulling satellites from space.
Oh man,
like it was amazing.
That was that X-Men Evolution episode, wasn't it? Like I seem to remember that episode where he just
summons everything.
I
think it was with Apocalypse.
I think it was when they were fighting Apocalypse. That was an amazing fight.
Huge.
Awesome fight.
He was good. I mean, Doctor Doom. You've got.
I don't know enough about Doctor Doom, and I feel bad because I feel like I should.
He's cool. And then obviously, we're looking at the Joker and we're looking at Riddler and
the
Joker. Yeah. The problem is the Joker is, for me, he is bordering on a perfect villain. However,
right,
done to death.
He is really, 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 really
done to death.
Overdone. He's kind of transcended the comic realm at this point. I feel as though it's almost unfair to put him anywhere in a list.
Yeah, and he's been done, but he's been, it's now just being seen as an acting challenge or a writing challenge.
Yeah.
And I feel like we've seen as much as we probably can.
Yeah.
And like I said last week, it's time for him to step down and let somebody else take over. And I think we can have someone equally as powerful in terms of not power within him, but as in that resonates with audiences and readers way as much, if not more.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's the Riddler because I feel like he has that, and we're back to this kind of intelligence thing. As well as an obsession, the Joker sees himself in Batman. It's the same as the Riddler sees his intelligence being challenged and wants to challenge himself with like the world's greatest detective.
Yep.
So, hopefully we see that.
Yeah. I think, as much as I was saying last week that it's kind of hard for me to get excited about this upcoming film, I expect some good things from it. I think it's going to do...
I think it's going to be right.
Yeah, I think it's going to do all right, man. But man, Hans Gruber.
So we're looking at something, we're just looking at a list from Empire, and we're just looking at just in case we miss something. And I'm like, Hans Gruber is a great villain.
He is a great villain, but what got him there?
It was just Rickman's incredible acting. Like, let's be honest. It was this idea of he is a thief.
Yeah.
Under the guise of a freedom fighter. Like, we want to release this guy and this guy.
Yeah.
And
fancied himself as the liberator.
he was just so enthralling to watch. But does that make him? He was a good villain, but there was nothing about his motives that made you go,
That's what I mean. Yeah.
oh yeah, he was just a villain for a villain. But it's
Yeah,
the same
yeah.
as Heath Ledger's Joker, and they even say it in the movie. Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Yeah.
There is no motive, and
No.
he says it in the film. He's like, I'm like a dog with a car. If I don't know what to do. If I
Yeah. They were great personifications of villains, but you didn't know. I mean, the Joker is a Joker, but Hans Gruber, like, you didn't know too much about his motivations to get there, other than the fact that he had the guys of the freedom fighter and stuff like that.
No, and I think it's the same with a lot of these villains that we come up against that we're trying to find.
Yeah.
Where we struggle. Darth Vader he's got to be in the top list. He's got to be in the top list. The short list.
Certainly now, because obviously with the very first set of trilogies, you didn't know too much about him. You just knew that
As soon as he was the dad,
yeah,
you knew. Everything changed.
Everything changed.
And you start looking into his story a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then you see him questioning things,
Yeah.
and you see him trying to turn.
Yeah.
All these things that happen, and it was like, oh, okay, all right, okay. Is he going to do the right thing? Is he not going to do the right? And that's what made him a good villain. And he was powerful.
He was. And the thing is, I know I'm really late to the party on this one, but I'm only just going through Clone Wars, and I think I'm approaching the end of season 1.
Okay.
And I love it. I don't know how I didn't watch this thing when it came out years
Clone Wars
ago.
is great.
But it's and it stands up as well. Like, looks wise, it really stands up. Stands to the test of time. But it's just great writing.
Yeah, it's fun.
Really,
because
really
isn't it
good
him, the guy that did the Clone Wars? I'm pretty sure is the guy that is writing the Mandalorian.
Filoni.
Or Filoni is.
Yeah.
He's the one that's doing. He's running the Mandalorian. As far as I'm aware, in terms of the writing.
David Filoni, what his name is. Yeah. But it's just good, man.
But then this is the thing that cemented it for me, and this is weird because I don't dislike the movie Rogue One, but that scene, if you haven't seen it, that's the thing.
I got a huge beef with Rogue One, but
yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not like, but there's a scene where you see Darth Vader at the end of the movie. Oh, man. It was a horror movie. It was great.
That was the Darth Vader that people had been waiting for like 30, 40 years.
That was the Darth Vader that everybody wanted.
Yeah.
That whole, like, looking into the dark abyss of the corridor and just seeing the red lightsaber. And everyone's, like, screaming, running for their lives. They're trapped in a room with him.
Oh, man, what
like,
a scene.
It was unbelievable. And it was just like, that is a villain.
Yeah.
It is... Don't mess with me. This guy sacrifices himself to get the plans through the door and just gets murked. And you're just like, chills
down the spine, man. I mean, it was, for what that movie was, that scene just brought it all the way home. And I still look at that scene on YouTube sometimes today.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's a great scene.
It's just
Rogue
so
One,
good.
Darth Vader, unbelievable.
But we haven't touched on a lot of game villains. What about...
okay.
I'm going to segue into something after this. Right?
Okay.
What about...
Is this going to be controversial?
No, not at all. Well, depends on how you look at it.
Okay.
What about Albert Wesker?
See, Wesker... right. This could be... Why are you bringing my survival horror thing into this? Wesker was a great villain.
Right.
Started off as part of the team.
Right.
Had his own ulterior motive.
Mm-hmm.
It went bad. But for people that don't know, Albert Wesker's from Resident Evil.
Yes.
Started off as something very, very interesting. Became a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Became ridiculous.
Right.
The glasses, the slick back blonde hair. It became a bit of a joke. Even to the point that in the movies, when he like catches the glasses and he's got the movies made it a joke. And then it got to a point where it was just like, why is he here? In the first one, in the first one, it's like, okay, cool. But then as it went on, it's like, he shouldn't be here. This makes no sense. He has the way he moves and speaks is like jarring and boring. And he started monologuing and it just, I don't know what happened.
It just feeling it.
They should have just got rid. It started off so strong because it was like, he's one of us.
Yeah.
But then it was just like, he's clearly not, and now he's got red eyes and can do all this madness, and it's just like, stop.
Yeah, I mean, he was a bit of a because he experimented on himself or something. Spoiler alert: he experimented on himself or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
And he was I think he was he was a double agent. So he was working for Umbrella, but somehow he was also captain of one of the Stars team or something like that. Undercover police captain as a Stars member or something like that. So he had. I feel as though that he had his own sort of.
They could have made him deeper.
Yeah. Because it just seemed as though he was just out for himself. I suppose. I don't know.
I would have said that Mr. X, Big Boss Man, was way more interesting than Wesker.
Wow, Mr. X,
because he was just intimidating and no one knew anything about him.
Yeah.
But yeah, Wesker started off strong and then just kind of became a bit of a joke, and then the films really put the nail in the coffin for that one.
Well, the reason why I brought this up is because by now you've heard about the Resident Evil Netflix
show.
Yeah. The Netflix show that's coming soon.
If it's like Castlevania, I'd be like, sick.
Yeah, no, it's not going to be.
But it's not like that.
It's not going to be anything like that, bro. First season's going to be 8 episodes, an hour each, and the story. Get this, right?
Oh.
Get this. So the story is going to start with 2 young characters by the names of Jade and Billy Wesker. Right? So you can only assume that, they're going to be the Pitney.
The kids.
They're going to be the kids of Albert Wesker, like somewhere. Okay? So then it's going to start with that, but then what's going to happen, right, is that there's going to be a time jump of about 30 years. Right?
Okay.
The virus has done taking over the planet. There's 15 million people left on the planet.
Yeah.
Everybody else is a zombie.
Yeah.
Including animals and, I don't know, probably plant life or something like that at this point. And we're left with Jade Wesker, who is just trying to survive the new world.
Why do
whilst
they have to be related?
whilst trying to work out, questions from her past about who her dad was and, what her sister was.
And she's mainly going to have some weird inherent superpower from Wesker.
Oh yeah, she's gonna have that. She's gonna have that gene pool.
That gene, yeah, something. Okay, all right, yeah.
But the thing is, though, I mean, it's written by Andrew Dabb, who wrote a bunch of Supernatural episodes.
Okay.
Early
or late?
All over the place.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
Because if it's late, no.
No, if it's late, then allow that.
Jensen Ackles, by the way, has been confirmed to be in The Boys season 3.
No way.
Yeah.
Serious.
Because they've just cancelled Supernatural, and now he's going to be they're in season 3 of he's in season 3 of The Boys. Oh man. Which is another show that's going to be amazing. Anyway, sorry, I digress.
I mean to diverge off a little bit, I'm looking so forward to
The Boys.
too.
Oh,
yeah.
Man. So excited.
Yeah, that show is not for kids.
No, that show, yeah, but it's great.
So you kids that are listening out there, just
nah,
ask your daddy's permission.
Listen to your parents.
Ask your mum's permission. They're both saying no. So, but yeah, so it's going to be written by Andrew Dabb, who, well, he's written a couple of episodes, scattered across the Supernatural timeline. The director of the first 2 episodes will be a Brown and Hughes. Now she's done stuff. She's directed for Better Call Saul, Walking Dead, 13 Reasons Why, Breaking Bad, and a few more. A lot more,
Is
actually.
this the same person that... Oh, no, wait, no, I think that's wrong. Because the people that did the Lord of the Rings is the one that did Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul and Walking Dead.
Lord of the Rings? Which...
The Amazon Lord of the Rings show that's coming out.
Oh, right. I don't know, actually.
Because they've made like a super team.
Right.
They're doing. I remember seeing something which was similar. I don't know.
Okay, I'm not sure now. I definitely have to check that one out. But
just leave Resi alone.
I mean,
leave it alone. Just do the games.
Right.
You're doing a really good job with the games. You've reset it after the car crash, dumpster fire, tire fire that was Resi 6.
Yeah.
You've got Resi 7 crushed it. Resi 8 looks great.
Yeah.
Let's just carry on from there.
Yeah.
The renaissance.
Yeah.
And let's just keep moving. I want this to win. I want it to work. But we don't need the films were dreadful.
Yeah.
If this is... I'll watch it. Obviously, I'll watch it because I'm a fan and all that. But, we don't need it. Let's just do the games. If you want to do spin-offs of the games, but that are linked to the thing, to the main storyline...
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
But just chill. Unless you do something which is clearly like Castlevania style. I mean, to be honest, we're getting to a point where I'm hoping we see a Silent Hill something.
We probably will.
I will forever burn a candle for Silent Hill and
mm.
hope that something comes of it, even if.
Mm.
Oh, fun fact, right?
All right.
So I completely digress from this, but I'm going to tell you this on air so I can do it. Konami.
Right.
The guys that made Silent Hill, the guys that made da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
These are the same guys that was like, Castlevania director, I want to make a game. No, okay,
Yeah.
I'll go for my own.
They told him to bounce, and he was like, all right, watch.
So, Suikoden is an old PS1 game.
Right.
No, Suikoden 2 is a PS1 game.
Mm.
Awesome game.
Mm-hmm.
The director of that, there was like loads of versions of it, but Suikoden 2 is like the kind of one that everyone remembers. I hope I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
He's turned around and gone, obviously, Konami aren't making games anymore.
Right.
So he's turned around and gone, you know what? Ayuden, fam. Ayuden Chronicles, it's the spiritual successor to Suikoden, and he's making it on Kickstarter. He's made like $4.5 million, £4.5 million to make this game. It comes out in October 2022.
Right.
Announced it as the spiritual successor to Suikoden. If you can check this game out, it looks amazing. It's like the classic pixel kind of Octopath Traveler, but a bit more detailed.
Yeah.
Game. Looks amazing. But we're back to this thing of, oh, you won't let me make my game? All right, cool.
All right, fine. All right, I'll just be over here.
This, I can't imagine a company looking out and going, wow, there are a lot of games that are awfully like our licenses.
Yeah.
And they've all made loads and loads of money. And they're all made by the people that used to work for us.
Yeah, like, what are we missing something here? Like, what's going on?
Anyway.
How do they not realize this? How do they not realize that if you don't give the people the room to just express creatively, we're in that time now where we can just go sideways and be like, all right, I'm gonna raise my own cash. I'm gonna write my own brief.
In a world where we can do that now.
We can do that, and it's been proven time and time again that it works.
Yeah,
right.
Because Bloodstained, which is the Castlevania spiritual successor, was a Kickstarter project. Ayuden Chronicles is a Kickstarter project. There's just all these things. Even I'm sitting there going, yeah, I might make an As Your Dreams spiritual successor.
Yeah.
Because these games deserve life.
They do deserve life. And you know what? This will probably be the downfall of some certain big companies if they're not careful. I mean, if they've got people that are working for them and then they're stifling them, and then those people go off, raise their own money, make blatantly the same game that they wanted to make, and it makes money. Because
the thing is, you can't say anything anymore. It's not like in the old days, but it's like, where are you going to get the money from?
Yeah, no, exactly.
Where are you going to go?
Where are you going to go?
We're signing the checks.
Yeah, there's no one else out there. That's not true anymore.
Because now you can turn, I'll turn to the people, and they'll give me £5 here, £10 there, £20 there, £60 there, and we'll make millions.
Yeah.
And we'll make our own games.
Yeah.
And I love that.
That's great.
I love that. I love that we're in a place now where, like, even Pillars of Eternity and Tyranny and Pillars of Eternity 2 and these games are made by companies that are fans of the game.
Yeah.
Fans, and they go, well, we just need the money to make it.
Yeah.
You're just like, yes, I love that. I mean, for every negative thing that happens, these are positives. I mean, I just hope one day we just look Konami, whoever runs Konami, just go, fix this, man. You're right there. Look at this. Look at all this stuff you have. Anyway, you know how I feel about that. I digress. Anyway, so we're going to say this finally.
Yeah.
Top 2.
Okay.
Podium. We'll do podium. Top 3 villains of all time for you.
Podium.
And I will do
3.
it.
Ooh.
And then we'll get on to Battleship.
Right. Okay. Podium top 3. Okay. Well, my number 1 is John Doe, as you know.
Yeah. Standard.
John Doe.
Takes the gold.
Standard. Oh God.
Yeah. Are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
I think what makes a good villain, right? Whilst you're thinking,
okay,
it's interesting to think that 2 things that are, in my opinion, that make a good villain is ones that you either go, oh, fair enough, or ones you really hate.
Yeah.
And you're like, I want to see this guy lose.
Yeah.
Although unless you're watching Demolition Man, because Simon was entertaining.
I don't know, man. It's definitely right. Yeah, John Doe. Do I want to put light there?
Sephiroth?
Too obvious.
Bowser?
Just
saying.
That's a funny one. I mean, I could put him up there.
Yeah, why not? It's hard because there are so many, but you got to think, like, even the T-1000. from Terminator
Yeah,
is amazing.
Yeah, he was relentless. He was really relentless.
Um,
Okay, John Doe,
Mike Myers.
Light, Mike Myers, Halloween.
Oof.
That's a good one.
Isn't it?
Because he's one that doesn't stop either. You can't put him down.
No.
You can never put him down.
That was fun, and that last Halloween was fun. He's struggling.
I'm really struggling with this. Yeah, I could put Mike Myers on the podium, but he'd have to be third. I feel like this list would change any minute, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is one of those things that we'll finish recording and you'll go, ah!
Yeah. No, John Doe, Light, and from a horror villain perspective, yeah, it would be Mike Myers. But then I've not thought about a game. There's no game in there.
You don't need one.
Yeah.
If you can't think of one, then just don't.
Yeah,
like,
that's gonna be it.
All right, cool. All right, so me would be Sephiroth, just because I think he's just so entertaining.
Yeah.
Tyler Durden.
Tyler Durden
from Fight Club.
I didn't see that one coming. Like,
Tyler
Durden, really?
Yeah, I love that movie. Okay, no. I got excited. I got excited. Sephiroth for sure.
Yeah.
Light Yagami for sure.
Yeah.
I want to stay comic booky. So I'm gonna go with. I really like.
See, it's hard.
I really like Carnage. I really like Doctor Doom. God, this is horrible.
Yeah, I told it's a tough one. It's really, really tough.
How
do you decide like your top 3 villains?
Your top 3. Oh man, this is real tough. I really like Zod.
General Zod, yeah.
I really like Zod, like Superman 2 Zod. You know what? I'm gonna say that because I'm a Supes fan. I'm gonna say Sephiroth, Light Yagami, Superman 2 Zod, just because the Neil before Zod, and I think Terrence Stamp was amazing.
He was.
He's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think Michael Shannon was very good in Man of Steel.
Yeah, he was.
And he's interesting. He was in the Suicide Squad as well at one point.
Michael Shannon?
No, Zod.
Oh, Zod. Yeah.
Not the movie.
Yeah.
No. No, that's the stuff. Like, I really enjoyed that. And then you can go into the Batman stuff. You can go to the Spider-Man stuff. There are all like Venom, Carnage.
You could say Kingpin was a great
villain.
villain.
Was a great villain.
Yeah.
I really liked Bullseye.
Bullseye was a good villain as well.
I thought he was really, really fun. Spider-Man vs. Kingpin was great and Back in Black. Like, there's so many, but I feel like villains for me are the ones...
Mystique is a really good villain.
Really? That's good. I wouldn't have seen that.
Mystique is a really good villain. She is like... she's almost like the extension of what... Magneto and Charles Xavier, aka Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, were kind of fighting for. She's like the sisterhood. She's like the sister, isn't it?
Yeah, true.
Do you know what I'm getting at? She's almost
which is interesting because she can look like anyone.
Exactly, she can look like anybody.
Yeah,
mutant and proud.
That's true.
Mutant and proud. I'm like, yeah, sister, you do that.
I'm really trying to think, but I'm just thinking. I'm in the DC world. I'm a DC boy, so I'm just kind of think like, there's got to be villains out there that I'm like big into, but. Yeah, it always comes back to the really obvious ones because like White Knight was really great with the Joker and Supes is great, but most of his stuff is usually more internal.
Yeah.
With Leviathan and stuff recently. Yeah, I think I don't know. I'm gonna stick with those 3. Captain LeChuck from Monkey Island was great as well.
Captain LeChuck. Do you know what? I never played Monkey Island. You know?
Oh, mate.
I missed out.
Anyway. So that's kind of what we're covering. If you know, or if you want to let us know what your favourite villains are, let us know. I'm sure we've missed some.
Yeah, please do.
We're trying to keep it like concise, but ended up running off.
We've gone, haven't we?
Battle shots.
All right.
Do you want to do this or shall I?
Right, battle shots. Yeah, let me think of a little battle shot scenario.
Go on. Now.
So let's say now.
Let's keep it villains.
Let's keep it villains.
Yeah.
Keep it villains. Yeah. Okay, fine. So we'll have. Dr. Robotnik.
Oh! How did I not think of Robotnik?
We'll have Dr. Robotnik, and we will have. Let me think of another game.
I didn't even think of that.
Let me think of another game villain. I want to get his name right, so I'm just gonna quickly.
Oh my God! How is now? I'm in the like that whole generation now, thinking like, what about those? But Dr. Robotnik's a great one.
Yeah, man.
Oh.
Right, Dr. Robotnik and King K. Rool.
King K. Rool from Donkey Kong.
From Donkey Kong.
I thought you were going to say Ganondorf from Zelda.
Nah, man. Do you know
Another great one.
that is a good villain as well. See, now this is what's going to happen. We're going to start thinking of
Yeah,
all these
yeah,
other
yeah.
villains.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so King K. Rool and Dr. Robotnik. Who's winning?
Ooh, King K. Rool.
Wow.
King K. Rool, for sure.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Straight out the gate.
Yeah,
You
straight
didn't
out
even
the gate.
hesitate. You didn't even blink.
Dr. Robotnik doesn't seem like a big drinker to me. Whereas King K. Rool really does.
There was something really visceral about it.
Yeah,
He's a really big drinker.
He's a drinker, you know. I don't know. It just feels
What
like...
are they drinking?
Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah. They got their
If
shots.
you've seen the movie, it says, doesn't he? He talks about... by the way, if you haven't seen the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, you should definitely watch it.
Go and watch it.
So
man.
good.
Go and watch that film.
It's such a good movie.
Definitely.
Right, Dr. Robotnik is going to be drinking... Oh, that is really tough. He wants something. He wants something a little complex. I'm just coming back to White Russian all the time. I don't know why.
What?
So I will say White Russian.
White Russian, yeah?
Yeah, White Russian. And then King K. Rool, absinthe.
Shit. Oh, sorry. Sorry.
We almost got through the whole episode without swearing. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry, boys. We nearly made it. We nearly made it.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry about that, guys. Wow. Absinthe, yeah. We're gonna have to magic that out. Absinthe.
Yeah.
That's strong.
Yeah, exactly.
It's paint thinner.
But absinthe is the green one, right?
Doesn't it come in can it come in a clear color as well? I'm pretty sure it can. Let me just quickly...
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm thinking of the green one though.
Yeah.
So that's what we're gonna do. That's what I'm going with. Any questions?
Green, clear, blue. Yeah. Green. It's green.
Green. Yeah.
Wow. Absinthe. Strong. All right. Yeah. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Amazing. As always, guys, we're gonna call it there. Just over an hour.
Just over an hour. Wow.
Nicely done.
Oh, that was cool.
Good run.
That was cool.
All right, guys. Like I said, we are on Instagram at Tones of the Biz. We're on YouTube, Tones of the Biz.
YouTube, yep.
We will be putting our YouTube videos up Wednesday.
Yes.
As we always do. And if you have any battle shots that you want to know, just let me know. Hit us up on the socials, and if you know me, you know me. Hit me up.
Hit us up on the comments. But actually, no, I'm going to change the saying this season. I'm going to say...
Not keep it classy.
No, I'm not going to say keep it classy.
Go on.
I would say just keep it civil.
Oh, jeez. All right. Thanks, guys. Take it easy. Have a great week.
Take it easy, guys. See ya.